Today's 4 Deep Sports Talk show is supported by PTU Clinic. Visit ptuclinic.com. Adria's Restaurant and Banquet Facility of East Bridgewater. For more information, their website is adriasrestaurant.net. And the Boston Athletic Academy at bostonathleticacademy.org.
Good morning, everybody. You are listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk here on the news station, 1320 AM WARA, and online, all one word, 4deepsportstalk.com. We have the privilege of having your second year in a row, the MSAA Massachusetts State Champions, the co-ed team from Bristol, Plymouth. If you want to call in, 508-222-1320. I was eventually going to get that number right. But why don't we go around and you girls can introduce yourselves so they know who's on for people who don't know. So it doesn't matter whichever way you want to go.
Okay, I'm Haley and I'm a senior.
I'm Ari and I'm a junior.
I'm Maddie and I'm a senior.
And I'm Haley and I'm a senior.
Excellent. All right, so like I said, I'm just here for show, so they have a lot of great questions. You guys heard all the questions in the lobby anyway, right? And we're just going to have some fun, and we'll take the calls as they come in. So, Joe, if you want to start it off, we'll go counterclockwise.
Hello. Hi. So, my first question I would say is, how do you guys have any short or long-term goals after your tremendous accomplishments?
I'd like to say I'd want to cheer in college because one of the colleges I want to go to doesn't have a cheer program, but I'm trying to cheer as long as possible, so I really want to keep doing it as long as I can.
Personally, I'm a junior, so I still have another year left with Miss Holst over here, but next year I hope that we're even better than we were this year and we build up even more.
I do still want to cheer in college. One of the colleges that I want to go to actually has a really great cheer team, so I hope I'm eligible to make it, and I do still want to cheer.
And I'm the same way. I definitely still want to either cheer or dance in college next year.
Nice. Second question I will have is, what exactly are your pregame routines that you guys do? Like, do you listen to certain music? Do you
That's a good
what how does it all go down?
I feel like I have more of a pre-comp ritual. I always have to wear the same shoes. I
Okay.
have beat-up shoes that I've had since I was in 8th grade that I wear for every single competition. But before every game, we listen to Nicki Minaj.
All right.
Before every game or competition, we do this thing called Circle of Love, where we all sit in a circle really closely to each other, and one person starts, and whoever starts gets love last, and we pass around our love and tell each other why we love and appreciate each other until
Nice.
everyone gets love.
That is really cool.
I like that.
Yeah, me too.
Who came up with that?
Why am I not surprised?
That's truly.
I pretty much have the same thing as Haley. I have a pair of comp shoes that I wear pretty much every single comp, and I just feel like it brings me luck. With my tumbling, with my stunting, with pretty much everything that I do.
So driving to school in the morning, I always listen to the same song. And then we all do these essential oils right before we go on.
Oh.
And we kind of,
All right.
so it kind of relaxes us and just kind of brings us closer together because we're all huddled up right before we go out and compete, and it just brings us closer together, I feel, as a team.
It's like a cologne, the essential oils. Is
Yeah.
that what the deal is? Yeah, I've been living under a rock too long, so I wasn't too sure.
I was actually wondering, you guys mentioned the circle of love. Is it something like you're saying like what you're thankful for, like Thanksgiving?
So we sit in a circle with everybody on the team, and we pick somebody, and we say things that we like about them.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's more like what they did good this week, like what we noticed, anything that happened at practice or a game, you're kind of just it's like a shout out, basically.
Just want to make sure you have your mouth close to the mic. That way
Okay.
Can you hear it? Was she coming up?
Yeah, it's just It's not like through the 20 and 10.
Oh, okay. So you has to watch the levels to make sure that everyone can hear you.
Yeah.
So like on those like days, like do you guys in terms of like you have like more water than usual? Like do you like stretches, like all that type of stuff? I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Basically.
I think I fill my water bottle like 4 times.
Oh.
We all bring food sometimes, and we do like a potluck, and
Oh, all right.
we'll like make sure everybody has to eat, everybody has to drink water, everyone has to make sure that they're fueled and hydrated. Otherwise, we don't want people dropping. They gotta
Mhm.
eat.
All right, we do have a call. Hi, caller. You're first on 4 Deep Sports Talk.
How you doing today?
Hey, how are you? Thank you for calling in. Do you have a question for him?
Yeah, I kind of
Can you
wanted
turn
to
that up?
talk to the pros about what they're looking at as far as the prep time at this point as they get ready to take on this big step on the national side.
Did you guys get that question? Can you repeat that, please? I'm sorry.
Catherine, did you turn up the headphones maybe?
What I was asking was, I'm sorry, I'm on the road. What I was asking was, what is going in as far as preparation time for the team as they're taking this next big step to take the stage on a nationals level?
That's a great question. You guys heard that question?
I could not hear it.
No.
No.
Did you hear the question?
No. How are you prepping for nationals?
Yeah, basically how they're prepping for nationals, getting up for the biggest stage, correct?
Do you want me to answer?
Correct.
Yep, that was the question.
Do I have to keep this on?
No.
The guidelines for nationals are pretty similar to the guidelines for game day in Massachusetts, except that we are allowed to have up to 30 people on the mat for nationals, and in Massachusetts we are only allowed to have 20. So that means that a lot of the cheerleaders that we didn't compete when we won the state title are now, they have a chance to compete at nationals. So we have to reconstruct our routine and make sure that everyone has a chance and we're as inclusive as possible. But we also have to look at all of the teams that went to nationals last year and make sure that we are competitive with the rubric and all the props and the signs and the flags and yeah.
Sure, there are
it's a
different
lot of
standards
time.
and stuff.
And they even in nationals they have 9 mats, and in Massachusetts we only have 7. And so as it is now, our practice facility is still the cafeteria, and so there's tables on the sides of our mats. So we can't even really do adequate spacing yet, but we will.
There you go.
We will.
Sir, do you have another question for the guys, for the team? I'm sorry. Hello?
I actually, but I do want to wish them the best. And obviously, I'm a little bit of a favoritism as one of the Chiefs gangs, but I want to wish them the best. I'm going to be down there rooting for them, screaming my head off, doing everything I can to make sure they know that we support them and we're behind them.
That's fantastic. Well,
Thanks,
thank you.
Paul.
Thank you for the call. Dude, the guy right under the bus.
No, he's great.
We love you, Paul.
He's a great cheer guy.
Go VP!
There you go.
That one I heard.
Thank you.
One I heard.
I didn't even hear.
Oh, that was a good call. So let's go right back in. How much are we doing for time?
4 minutes left.
So we can go into our go to the next question.
Okay, so we like talked about like the routines and stuff. So like I did cross country in high school, so I know like in high schools they tend to focus more on like, football, baseball, like basketball, and like the one that doesn't get as much attention, like cheerleading, cross country. So like how do you guys like try to like make yourselves like known like throughout the school?
I feel like a lot of the things that we do, we try to encourage like having spirit nights for like football and stuff. It gets a lot of the people like at school like excited to go to games. Especially we have a lot of crowd engagement. Like we'll do like this past football season we did like
Themed games.
the hula hoops.
Oh yeah.
We did like ring a cheerleader.
Okay, yeah.
And we had like people like throw like hula hoops and pool floats over, and like everyone gets super excited. And I don't know, everyone on the team is also just like really nice to people. It's like also like a really friendly like environment. So I feel like people aren't really as scared because that like cliche thing that cheerleaders are really mean. But I feel like everyone's just like super nice and welcoming.
I think that another thing that helps us like kind of be known is we have a really good athletic director along with a really great principal and assistant principal, and they're super supportive. They come to all the games.
Nice.
Mr. Labita came out to watch us at States, and he drove there. Last year, didn't he bring his fiance last year? And they came and watched us and supported us. So overall, the community is super supportive, and I just think as a whole, like, they kind of help us get our name out there as well.
Like Ari just said, everyone's always coming up to watch us, and when we're at games, we always try to show off as much as possible, whether it's jumping, tumbling in between sidelines, doing dances, doing cheers. We always try to make sure the crowd is very engaged, and we always try to show off everything that we can.
Yes, and again, going off of what Ari said, we have an amazing athletic director who really is supportive of everything we do, along with everybody else in the school, and like with the teachers and everything. Everyone's very supportive of all of us and is wanting us to like reach our goals and our dreams inside the classroom and outside.
Awesome. It's definitely like I've like come to notice that like it feels good to like get the, like that like recognition, especially like when it comes to like, you know, winning as much as possible. But all right, question number 4. Are there any professional athletes from like other sports that you guys tend to look up to?
You can start. I need to think about this.
Okay, so there's this Netflix series called Cheer, and I was a dancer for 15 years, and I always went home and I watched Cheer, and I was like, I want to be like them, or I'd go to their games, and I always said I want to be like them. And now my senior year, I'm going into being a Bristol Plymouth cheerleader, and it has been one of the best things that I've ever decided to do. So my biggest inspiration has definitely been the Netflix series, but also every single girl on the team. They've supported me and have welcomed me with open arms, and they're not just my best friends, but my family.
Oh, that's cute.
Going off of what Haley said, all the Netflix shows that are out there, Cheer Squad, anything that has to do with cheer. I watch all these teams all the time online. One of our teams that we just watched, TGLC, and we're watching them the other day at practice. I thrive to be like some of those girls on the team. They're amazing. They work so hard, and I just want to be like them one day.
Personally, I look up to Gabby Butler. I just got into cheer 2 years ago, so I'm still kind of like leaning into it, but I've always been interested in it. But Gabby Butler, she's a crazy good cheerleader. She is super strong, and she's really like well-rounded with her community as well, which I think is important when you're kind of famous, but you still stick to your roots. So I look up to her a lot.
I agree with Ari. I also really look up to Gabby Butler. She's been like cheering since she was super little, and she's been through like so many teams without like going through all-stars and like college. So I think she's definitely someone I really looked up to. But even starting out in Pop Warner when I was a cheerleader, I would always see the all-star teams, and I always looked at like senior elite. So like Ryan and like Kenley Pope, I always wanted to be just like them too.
All right, so we're going to go into our break. I'm sorry.
Well, that's all right.
You have another question?
No, I'm all right. I have a couple more, but we can wait.
All right, we're going to step away, and as we step away, we're going to wish Justin Ferrer, the Sportsmaster, a happy birthday as we fire up the music, and we'll be back with more right after this.
Hi, this is Megan Chase of Jack Conway Real Estate. Jack Conway has been providing top-quality real estate professionalism since 1956. I take personal pride to ensure that my clients are happy with the services I provide. It is my job to make sure that you are fully involved and fully informed and have all the information to make the right real estate decisions for you and your family. Please feel free to reach out to me. I would love to be a resource for you. I can be reached at 774-240-7707 or via email at mchase@jackconway.com. I'm always happy to assist you with your real estate needs.
Hello, this is Manny Del Carmen from the 2007 World Series champion Boston Red Sox.
World champs again.
A sports analyst for NESN. Along with my best friend Jose Diaz, we grew up in the city of Boston, a city that we truly love. Jose and I have always talked about giving back to the youth within our city. Therefore, we created the Boston Athletic Academy to move our passion to action. Our goal is to develop future student athletes in Boston by providing a safe location to offer educational and athletic needs. We are taking the next steps and looking forward for your support to reach our goal. Please visit the bostonathleticacademy.org for more information. Let's make a difference because success has no boundaries.
Welcome to Physical Therapy U. I'm Kelly Duggan, Doctor of Physical Therapy and the owner of PTU Clinic.
Here at PTU, you're more than a patient and we're more than physical therapy. We offer massage, physical therapy, occupational therapy, personal training, and sport-specific performance training. We treat people and athletes of all ages and all levels of experience. Our beautiful 4,500 square foot facility located at 75 Scotland Boulevard in Bridgewater, Mass. is unlike any clinic you've seen. Our large space, along with our new COVID guidelines, allow us to treat you in the safest way. Your success in meeting your goals is our top priority. Whether you're recovering from a surgery or you're elevating your performance, we are the right clinic for you. Call us at 508-697-2000 or email us at ptuclinic@gmail.com. Check out our website at www.ptuclinic.com.
A popular destination, Adria boasts a breathtaking panoramic view of nature in all of its glory in each and every season. Upon visiting their 200-seat restaurant, you will see 3 distinctive areas. The lounge area includes their spacious 26-seat dining bar, high-top tables, and dining tables, all viewing access to 7 high-definition televisions and 3 Kino monitors. A second area set apart from the lounge offers booths and tables to accommodate every member of the family. The third area, a few steps down and separated from the main restaurant by windows, is known as the Fairway Room. It is surrounded by a wall of windows offering not just a fabulous view, but a feeling of serenity and tranquility. It is a favorite spot for lunch, dinner, and functions. It is perfect for a romantic dinner, a casual family gathering, business meeting, or any large group for that special occasion.
Hi, welcome back to 4 Deep Sports Talk here on the news station. Happy birthday to Justin Furr. Boy, did I mess that up. We have the state champions of Bristol Plymouth cheerleaders in studio. You can call in at 508. 508-222-1320. 508-222-1320. I was really getting into that Stevie Wonder music. That was pretty good. But we're going to continue with our questions. I know, Jay, you have a couple questions you want to dive. Oh, you got one more?
Yeah, I have 2 more.
Okay.
So as I'm sure you guys cross train or do like other sports to stay in shape or to like keep yourselves like up to speed. If you guys do, are there other sports or like cross train that you guys do?
I wouldn't say I don't personally do any other sports, but during practices we do a lot of conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is definitely a way to keep us like in shape. Do our little aerobics with Miss Holst, and she puts on her music, and it hurts. We do like to kickbox. It burns, but it pays off.
Burns so good.
Burns so good.
I don't really do any other sports, but in the spring and the summer, I go to the cheer gym and I'll just tumble and go to like open tumble and things like that, just to kind of keep in shape and make sure that I'm on my A game.
To what Ari said, during the summer, I also go in the cheer gym, tumble as much as I can, but I also do softball as well. So same thing with the conditioning. We condition a lot in softball as well, so that keeps me up to speed and that keeps me healthy and keeps me going during the off season.
Yes, I go to the gym and I have like a little studio in my basement, so I'm constantly either dancing or going over routine stuff. So always trying to like stay in shape and keep up the stamina.
Awesome. Cross training is like key, like with most sports, I've come to find. So my last question I have for you guys is, do you guys have any rivalries or any rivals to like other schools? Would you say?
I don't think we have like any like genuine rivals. I think it's just like friendly competition, like when we go to competitions, but it's never really like we don't like a team, because at like every competition, like all of us like get around and like we dance together and we have fun. So I don't really think we have any like true rivals.
I don't think we have any true rivals. When we're at competitions, like we cheer on the other teams that are competing against us, and like we'll watch their routines, and like we'll be sitting together like, oh my God, that was really good, or like that's so cool. But like it's definitely like friendly competition, like friendly fire. Like we're kind of all trying to win the same thing, but at the end of the day, like we're not mean to each other or anything like that.
Usually at comps, like Haley said, when we go for awards, we always usually get into a big circle. Everyone's dancing, everybody's talking. We don't really have any rivalries with any other teams. We pretty much talk to everybody, and we get along with pretty much all the other teams.
Yeah, I don't think we have any rivals. It's just more like every single athlete has amazing talent, and everyone is like wicked nice, and all the other high schools, like Haley said, it's just friendly competition. We're all trying to win the same thing, but at the end of the day, we all are cheerleaders, and we all work extremely hard.
During football season, when the traveling cheerleaders come, they always do little gift bags for the other cheerleaders and go over and welcome them.
Oh, all right.
And we get pictures. One of our theme games was a whiteout, and we had Olaf.
Oh, really?
And they all had a big picture taken with Olaf and the other team, and yeah, it was cute.
Actually, I had a question for you guys. So I asked them about like who they like up to. Are there any like coaches or anyone specific that you guys like try to implement your coaching methods to, or like try to like make them similar to someone's?
I'm a teacher. It's my real job, and so. I just try to, I don't have any coaches per se, but I try to do a lot of the things that I would teach in class. I try to find different ways to teach the athletes. So, for example, Haley is new to cheer. Clearly, she was a talented dancer, but grabbing humans and throwing them around was new. And so I had to think of, okay, so what ways could I possibly teach her differently than someone like my other Haley, who had been cheerleading since she was 4 and was used to throwing the humans around. So I think that for me as a coach, I just try to find different ways to teach them, but also have them be grateful for the opportunities that they have and opportunities to be with each other, and be grateful for, you know, the family that they have on the team and off the team, because it's not always like that. And so I think it helps them be grateful, and then they're happy to come to practice instead of like, oh. So that's it. I just want it to be a safe space where they learn and have fun and then pay it forward.
I like it.
That's it.
Okay, I'll go. I also teach. I teach elementary school kids, so they're a whole different world than high school. But I've coached All-Star before, so All-Star cheerleading's completely different than what we do. So like All-Star cheerleading's more, way more stunting, way more, little more challenging. Not really more challenging, but it's more like intense than what we do. All-Star, you do like a 2.5 minute routine that's just like nonstop, like dancing, tumbling, stunting, everything. And I've done that levels 1 through 4. So coaching them is definitely like a completely different world. It's a big change with them. So, I mean, I wouldn't really say I look up to anybody, but it's just like the same thing like you said. It's good to like, you know, you have to like really learn how to like teach them differently than like I would teach school. So stuff like that.
All right. I like it. That's all I got.
Hello. It's still another 12 hours. All right. Hello. My first question is, I would like to ask, what led you onto the path to becoming cheerleaders? Like, what made you like decide like, oh, that's what I want to do?
For me, I think just like growing up and like watching all these different movies, like Bring It On was one of my favorite movies when I was growing up. And I spent a lot of time with my older brother, and like his girlfriend now, he's still with her. She was a cheerleader, and I was always be at his games, and I really looked up to her as a cheerleader. So when I got to middle school and I started doing middle school cheer, she was definitely one of my role models, and I just continued with it.
I did gymnastics for 11 years. Like, I started when I was 3, and then I took a break off because it was just a lot. Like, I was in the gym every single day. Like, I was getting so worn out, and I was still so young. And then when it got to my sophomore year of high school, and I heard about the team, I tried out, and I ended up making the team, and it was a little bit rough at first because I had no idea what I was doing. I had never done it before. The only thing I had to do was tumble, but she formed me into a good cheerleader. So that's kind of how I got on my path.
So I have been a cheerleader ever since I was 4 years old. My grandmother used to coach. My mom was a former cheerleader of Mrs. Holt's.
Oh, wow.
That's true.
So growing up, cheerleading has always been in my family. So when I was younger, I would watch movies like Bring It On. I would see videos on YouTube. And when I was 4, I decided to try it out. And I've just stuck with it ever since.
So I grew up doing dance since I was 2, and I did it for 15 years. And I'm always trying to push myself to be better and try new things. And being my senior year, I went and I tried out for the cheer team, and Mrs. Holtz took me under her wing and is teaching me all the things. So I'm just really like pushing myself to be better each time and just get myself out there.
It's fun, isn't it?
It is.
All right, my next question is, what's the best part of being a cheerleader? I know this one might sound a little hard.
I think the best part of being a cheerleader is all the connections that I've made, because even like having a team, like you never have the same team every year. There's always people that come and go. Like the seniors last year, like when they were here, they were like some of my best friends, but like now we have all these new freshmen. We have a lot of freshmen on our team this year. And I think they're all like a very important part of the team. So being able to make a connection with girls who are like a few years younger than you is definitely important. And I just love having people that I can reach out to at any time, and I know like I can count on them.
I'd also say the connections you make, like all of our freshmen this year, they'll always tell like the upperclassmen, like, you're a role model to us, like we look up to you, we want to be like you. And I think like my favorite part is kind of like helping the underclassmen out and getting to know them. And even like during academics when we're not cheering, I'll go and see them at lunch and I'll ask them how their day is. I'll help them with their homework if they need it. It's just like the friendships and like the sister-like bonds that I really cherish.
I would definitely say being able to help freshmen and being able to like meet so many people from like different places. Like since different towns come to our school, we meet people from like pretty much all over. Seeing everybody, seeing how everybody reacts, seeing how everybody is. I just like being able to interact with different people, and especially the freshmen. Like my younger sister's a freshman and she's on the team, so I like being able to interact with like her and like her friends and like see how they view things and see how they want to like make the team better and see how they want to work together.
Yes, going off all 3 of them, like definitely the connections and the opportunities that we've had. Like recently we went to the Lights On performance with, thank gosh for the Mayor O'Connell for giving us that opportunity. And that was definitely a fun experience. And I know that I can call any one of these girls or anyone on the team and they'll drop anything to come and help you. And they'll always answer and they'll always have your back no matter what.
All right, we'll just take it into the break.
Okay.
It's good. Take it into the break.
All right. You're listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk, 1320 AM Attleboro. We'll be right back after this.
Good job.
Welcome to Physical Therapy U. I'm Kelly Duggan, Doctor of Physical Therapy and the owner of PTU Clinic.
Here at PTU, you're more than a patient and we're more than physical therapy. We offer massage, physical therapy, occupational therapy, personal training, and sport-specific performance training. We treat people and athletes of all ages and all levels of experience. Our beautiful 4,500 square foot facility located at 75 Scotland Boulevard in Bridgewater, Mass. is unlike any clinic you've seen. Our large space, along with our new COVID guidelines, allow us to treat you in the safest way. Your success in meeting your goals is our top priority. Whether you're recovering from a surgery or you're elevating your performance, we are the right clinic for you. Call us at 508-697-2000 or email us at ptuclinic@gmail.com. Check out our website at www.ptuclinic.com.
Hello, this is Manny Del Carmen from the 2007 World Series champion Boston Red Sox.
World champs again.
A sports analyst for Nesson. Along with my best friend Jose Diaz, we grew up in the city of Boston, a city that we truly love. Jose and I have always talked about giving back to the youth within our city. Therefore, we created the Boston Athletic Academy to move our passion to action. Our goal is to develop future student athletes in Boston by providing a safe location to offer educational and athletic needs. We are taking the next steps and looking forward for your support to reach our goal. Please visit the bostonathleticacademy.org for more information. Let's make a difference because success has no boundaries.
A popular destination, Adria boasts a breathtaking panoramic view of nature in all of its glory in each and every season. Upon visiting their 200-seat restaurant, you will see 3 distinctive areas. The lounge area includes their spacious 26-seat dining bar, high-top tables, and dining tables, all with viewing access to 7 high-definition televisions and 3 Kino monitors. A second area set apart from the lounge offers booths and tables to accommodate every member of the family. The third area, a few steps down and separated from the main restaurant by windows, is known as the Fairway Room. It is surrounded by a wall of windows offering not just a fabulous view, but a feeling of serenity and tranquility. It is a favorite spot for lunch, dinner, and functions. It is perfect for a romantic dinner, a casual family gathering, business meeting, or any large group for that special occasion.
Hi, this is Megan Chase of Jack Conway Real Estate. Jack Conway has been providing top quality real estate professionalism since 1956. I take personal pride to ensure that my clients are happy with the services I provide. It is my job to make sure that you are fully involved and fully informed and have all the information to make the right real estate decisions for you and your family. Please feel free to reach out to me. I would love to be a resource for you. I can be reached at 774-240-7707 or via email at mchase@jackconway.com. I'm always happy to assist you with your real estate needs.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our Deep Sports Talk. We are here highlighting the Bristol Plymouth as cheerleaders. And my next question for you all is, how did you train to perform cheerleader stunts?
Oh my gosh, I don't really know how to answer this right now. Do you want to go?
Like stunting progressions.
I'll go first if you want.
We
Yeah.
can talk about that.
So being new to the team, I definitely had a lot of flaws and not going in. I went into it basically blind. So Mrs. Holst really helped me like try and perfect everything and really keeping up on conditioning to make sure that I'm strong enough to hold a human. And so just keeping up with conditioning really.
Usually lots of like stunting drills to keep us going. Like Haley said, conditioning. Conditioning is a really big part of it because we have to make sure we're strong enough to hold our athletes up in the air and just make sure everything goes as planned.
Miss Holst will like kind of start out with like everyone's gonna try this. She'll pair us together with people the same height and see if it works. Sometimes she does this thing where she takes off one of her shoes, and she gives us the shoe and she's like, "This is how you hold it. Hold it like this." Okay, and then she gives the other person her other shoe, and it's like a pretend human. It's just shoes with no people attached, and then we kind of practice like that, so we get like the technique of it down.
So we actually have a call. So, hello, caller. You are next to appear on 4 Deep Sports Talk. Who am I speaking with?
Mike in East Bridgewater. Good afternoon, 4 Deep Sports Talk. How are you guys doing today?
What's his name?
Mike from East Bridgewater.
Yeah.
Can you check out the headset on? Just outside.
Can you repeat the question?
Oh, yeah. So I wanted to ask, what inspired the girls to get into cheerleading in the first place? And also, what does it mean to them, given their success, that they might be able to inspire some other people to get into the sport?
Well, thank you for the call. Thank you for the call.
Thank you for the call.
And how do you think that you're going to inspire others?
What inspired me, like I said before, was my brother's girlfriend, who's still currently with him. I try to do my best to make sure all the girls on my team are like at their best, like staying in a positive mindset, because I think having a good mindset all the time really is like one of the most important things to keep going. So being able to like keep that like positive mindset is like one of the biggest things to like inspire the younger girls on my team.
I'm inspired a lot by my seniors because I look up to them a lot. Like, they're really great, and I want to be like them next year when they graduate. Like, I'm going to be a senior next year, and I feel like I kind of have to step it up. And I just want to inspire others by, again, like Haley said, making sure everyone's at their best and making sure everyone has a positive mindset.
Like I said before, what really had inspired me was, again, all the movies that we had seen when we were younger, Cheer Squad, Bring It On, everything. Also, Miss Wholesome, that really inspired me to push to my best, try my hardest. And for the younger girls, I always try to stay as positive as I can with them, telling them, like, how to improve, what to do better on, and if they ever need anything, and always making sure that they're just, like, okay, and if they ever need anything, that they can always come to me.
Yeah, I would say that my biggest inspiration is definitely every single one of these girls on the team. They all have amazing skills and are very talented and just an overall good humans. And yeah.
That's hitting the nail on the head right there.
Good humans.
So, Coach, I have a question for you two coaches. So, what got you guys into the motivation to inspire these young athletes to pursue and live the dream and the passion for cheerleading that you guys currently have?
You can go first.
Okay. So I'll break it up this way. So I've coached, like I said, I coach All-Star before.
Remember, there's not a wrong answer. Whatever you say is correct.
So it's a completely different world, All-Star and high school cheerleading. And high school cheerleading's a little bit like you have much more of a relationship with them. Like, I see you guys more than I see my family sometimes. It's a lot. Like, we're going to Disney with them we're literally taking a 5-day, it's like a 4-day trip with them. So we're with them quite a bit. And like, you just want to like see them do better. Like, you just want to see them be successful. So as coaches, we just kind of do literally whatever we can, whether it's, stay after with them. You build like a really deep bond with the kids that we coach. Something that, like, we're both teachers. You don't really get that all the time, but coaching, you get much more of, you coach. You build a relationship with them.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah, I've had you. Yeah, you get to build, like, a deep relationship with the kids, and it's just, so rewarding, and then you just want to give it back to them by, other coaches that we've had or stuff like that.
That's cool. What about you, Coach?
So, I started coaching when I was a senior in college, so 1993. That's why, I had a lot of their moms. And I started to get into coaching because I thought that a lot of the techniques that coaches I had used were wrong and mean. And I thought that there was a way to be a successful coach and build them up as humans, make them feel good about themselves, but still correct the technique and make them be better athletes, but also protect their like little minds and their souls. And especially after COVID, it was a big shift in I think at a lot of the mental health of the kids, and they were a lot more fragile and hypersensitive than before. So it as a coach and a teacher, I thought it was really important to make sure that they knew that no matter what they did, they were always loved and supported. And these are things that you can do to be better as an athlete. And these are things that you can do to help yourself be better as a person. Here are things that you can do to help other people be better. So I think that my older nuggets are really good at inspiring the younger nuggets to be better. And you are. That's really good. And we have a lot of freshmen this year, and that's what they say is, these seniors are so great. They give us such good advice, and they really are genuinely happy to see them every day. And that's why I wanted to coach. I mean, it's great to win state titles, but I'm happier that they're good humans.
That's awesome.
So I actually wanted to ask, both of you coaches, what advice can you give to the younger girls and the younger boys that want to someday try out for the cheerleading team?
You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. I'll use Haley as an example because I came in coaching the season a little bit later. But like like with Haley, I didn't know she'd never cheered before. You just try it. It's something that Haley came in her senior year and now is a successful state champion on our team. If you want to do it, go for it. It's not an easy sport to learn, but it's one of the sports that you can pick up pretty quickly. And, again, as an example, she became very successful with it, and now, she's going to be graduating, hopefully, cheering college, if we get to that point.
I think that if they want to be a cheerleader, that they do have to have a good mindset. Gymnastics always helps, dancing always helps, but more importantly, that they have to believe that they can do it, because, whether they think they can or they can't, they're right. Whatever skills they do, whatever they learn, it's more mental than it is physical. And so I think having the right mindset and really wanting to be part of a team, because it doesn't matter if we don't have a quarterback. There's not one shining star. They all have to be good at all the things in different spots in order to be successful. And I think that's why these guys are successful, is because they all embrace the same mindset. And so I think if a younger person wants to do it, they have to have the right mindset.
I just wanted to add to Catherine's question. What have you guys changed in your routine from last time you won a state title, if anything?
Oh, we change it all, everything.
How, from
Throw it all out, start over again all the time.
Seriously?
All the time, yeah.
And music?
Everything.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah, go ahead.
Start from scratch. Wow.
With what we compete in game day, so it's much more like what it is. It's game day. So it's a lot of building, a lot of stunts, stuff you would do at football game, basketball games, pep rallies, compared to performance, which other schools do in the area. They do, a full all-star routine with stunts, tumbling, jumps, dance, crazy intense choreography. So ours is a little bit more it's a lot more trial and error. So I don't even know how many cheers we have. We have a full sheet of just 30, 40 cheers, and that you could compete with, but then we have longer cheers. So it's just a lot of what looks better, what, a lot of changing people. Every practice we switch out bases, flyers, back spots, just constantly rearranging and checking. And now having 30 athletes, we competed with 20, so now you have to add 10 more to it. So it's just a lot of trial and error with it.
All right, so my ignorant question of the day is, does it change from just competition, from just cheering on the football team or the basketball team compared to on a competition, and how does it all work out?
So, like Matt said, we have laminated lists for each season, color-coded, offense, defense, spirit, that they have to learn just when they are, doing sideline cheers. And then they have little dances that they have to learn, to entertain the crowd when we have timeouts or in between the quarters. And then we actually do more difficult stunts at the games, because in the game day division that we're in, there's a lot of restrictions, and it focuses on really what would happen during a football game. So the first component is a band dance, and you're not allowed to tumble, and you're not allowed to stunt. And we don't have a band at Bristol Plymouth, so we have to buy our band music from iTunes. And then we have to cut the music and do, what it says in the rubric for insofar as, level changes and moving stuff around. And then we have a situational cheer, which is next, where the DJ will say a cue for offense or defense. And then they already have in their mind, stunts, tumble, and what they have to do for that. So that would reflect a game, but they would just never see an offense and be like, hey, let's throw up some stunts and throw some back ducks here,
Right.
So, but we change the actual routine every single season.
Okay.
And then when I get the judges' feedback, I'll be like, oh, we got to change that too. Or we'll look at the video. We do a lot of film, and we'll look at the video and say, that's not good. How can we make it better? And it's, a collaboration. I'll say, what do you guys think? And they have a lot of times better ideas than we do, because we'll only look at what we know is going wrong.
Yeah.
And they'll say well, this is going right, but we can do this to make it better. It's all right, let's try it.
So you change each song from the middle of the song, like one song to the next song. Is that how it plays out?
Well, there's 4 sections. The first is the band dance, and so this year we decided they had a little theme song last year. It was Firework by Katy Perry. And that
Oh, yeah.
for $1.29, you can buy a firework band music on iTunes. And so we did. And so that was their band music. And then after band, then there's the situational cheer. And then there's a holler back. And then the last part is the fight song, which is also band music that we bought from the internet. But that you can incorporate stunts and tumbles. So those we will still do sometimes, like if there's a timeout. And it is reflective of what we do at a game, but it's definitely more choreographed. They know what they're doing.
Nice.
They know who they're throwing.
Very cool. All right, we're going to step away. We're going to take our last break. If you want to call, when we get back from break at 508-222-1320. We have the MSAA, Massachusetts State Cheerleading Champions, on their way to the Nationals. We'll be back with them. Of course, the girls from Bristol, the co-ed team from Bristol, Plymouth. We'll be back with them and more right after this.
Hello, this is Manny Del Carmen from the 2007 World Series champion Boston Red Sox.
World champs again.
A sports analyst for Nesson. Along with my best friend Jose Diaz, we grew up in the city of Boston, a city that we truly love. Jose and I have always talked about giving back to the youth within our city. Therefore, we created the Boston Athletic Academy to move our passion to action. Our goal is to develop future student athletes in Boston by providing a safe location to offer educational and athletic needs. We are taking the next steps and looking forward for your support to reach our goal. Please visit the bostonathleticacademy.org for more information. Let's make a difference because success has no boundaries.
Welcome to Physical Therapy U. I'm Kelly Duggan, Doctor of Physical Therapy and the owner of PTU Clinic.
Here at PTU, you're more than a patient and we're more than physical therapy. We offer massage, physical therapy, occupational therapy, personal training, and sport-specific performance training. We treat people and athletes of all ages and all levels of experience. Our beautiful 4,500 square foot facility located at 75 Scotland Boulevard in Bridgewater, Mass. is unlike any clinic you've seen. Our large space, along with our new COVID guidelines, allow us to treat you in the safest way. Your success in meeting your goals is our top priority. Whether you're recovering from a surgery or you're elevating your performance, we are the right clinic for you. Call us at 508-697-2000 or email us at ptuclinic@gmail.com. Check out our website at www.ptuclinic.com.
Hi, this is Megan Chase of Jack Conway Real Estate. Jack Conway has been providing top quality real estate professionalism since 1956. I take personal pride to ensure that my clients are happy with the services I provide. It is my job to make sure that you are fully involved and fully informed and have all the information to make the right real estate decisions for you and your family. Please feel free to reach out to me. I would love to be a resource for you. I can be reached at 774-240-7707 or via email at mchase@jackconway.com. I'm always happy to assist you with your real estate needs.
A popular destination, Adria boasts a breathtaking panoramic view of nature in all of its glory in each and every season. Upon visiting their 200-seat restaurant, you will see 3 distinctive areas. The lounge area includes their spacious 26-seat dining bar, high-top tables, and dining tables, all viewing access to 7 high-definition televisions and 3 Kino monitors. A second area set apart from the lounge offers booths and tables to accommodate every member of the family. The third area, a few steps down and separated from the main restaurant by windows, is known as the Fairway Room. It is surrounded by a wall of windows offering not just a fabulous view, but a feeling of serenity and tranquility. It is a favorite spot for lunch, dinner, and functions. It is a perfect for a romantic dinner, a casual family gathering, business meeting, or any large group for that special occasion.
Back, welcome. We are with the with the Bristol Plymouth. I need to get the sheet out. We with the Bristol Plymouth MSAA state champions. You listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk?
And I got to straighten myself. When I said co-ed, and the coach just whipped me bad, so I want to make sure. I want to make sure I straighten my ignorance out.
All right. All right, so what was the key to your success when you guys won the MSAA championship?
I think one of the main factors is just again keeping the positive mindset and making sure everyone's okay. Doing the circle of love really calms down everyone. Having the oil on our wrists, everyone before we go on, we're sniff your wrists. It calms everyone down. So I think that's a big part.
I remember the day of states, I was walking up to everyone and I was like, how are you feeling? How are we feeling? Are we excited? Are we nervous? And if they told me they were nervous, I was like, why are you nervous? Don't be nervous. We've done it a million times. Why are you freaking out about it? You have it. You're in your head. And so I just made sure that everyone was okay mentally and that no one was nervous and that they went out there and just had fun and didn't worry about messing up or anything like that.
I would definitely say the positive mindset thing. Everyone, the day of states, was super nervous, but everyone also thought in the back of their heads oh, well, we can do it. We've done it so many times. Everything's going to be okay. We got this. So definitely a positive mindset takes control of a lot of things.
Yes, piggybacking off of what all they said, having a positive mindset. One thing that we did or that we do at every competition is sit down in a circle and we play the music and we visualize us hitting everything and having a perfect routine. And I feel that helps us all connect really well and just make sure that we're kind of cooling ourselves down and making sure that we're going to perform to the best of our ability.
All right, so we have another caller. So hello, caller. You are next to appear on 40 Sports Talk. Who am I speaking with?
Oh, it's funny. My name is also Mike in East Bridgewater.
Mike in East Bridgewater. Do you have questions for our guests?
Yeah, I wanted to ask, what advice would they have for kids that were looking to get into cheerleading?
That's a great question.
What advice can you give the kids to cheerleading? Was the question.
I think the advice that I could give to anyone who's going to look into starting cheer is to have an open mind and really don't be afraid, because everyone is a lot of people that start into cheer, it's new, it's scary. And Haley, coming into it, obviously she was definitely scared because she doesn't really know anyone, but having she was very open into coming to our team, and having an open mind is really important, because all of us wouldn't have gotten to know her and love her if she hadn't been so happy and welcomed.
I think that, I don't know, I feel, what was the question? I'm blanking. Oh, okay. Sorry, my brain got scrambled. I would just, Miss Holtz always says you have to have heart. You have to be willing to try and be willing to better yourself and better your teammates. So I think it's really about just wanting to be the best that you can be and loving the sport for what it is, and also being willing to represent your school and your teammates and basically everyone around you, because rule number 2, we're always on stage. We have to make sure that we're respectful and responsible.
Miss Holtz always tells us, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. If people want to come in and try cheerleading, you have to believe in yourself. You have to think you can take on anything. You have to think you can do anything, and you just have to stay positive about it. You can't come in to practice thinking that you can't handle everything. If you come in happy, positive, thinking that you can take on everything, then it'll be positive and better.
Yes, and with me being new, definitely something that I went into, I was very nervous, especially with meeting everyone, because everyone has that stereotype of, oh, the cheerleaders, they're mean, they're rude. But no, it's not like that at all. They're all amazing people, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. And I just always make sure you're always pushing yourself to the best of that you can, and just keep pushing.
It's a powerful quote.
All right, let's take this last call, then we got to almost wrap it up.
Hello, caller. You are next to appear on 40 Sports Talk. Who am I speaking with?
My name is Jen. I'm Haley Boo's mom.
Hi, Jen.
She gave it right away.
So, do you have any questions for our guests?
I have a couple questions for them. I want to know what their favorite cheer or dance is and what they're looking forward to most when they go to Disney.
Thank you for the call, young lady.
You're welcome.
We got to do this in a minute because we're about to get off the air.
Okay. I think my favorite cheer is Get That Ball Back. I call that with Miss Maya Violet, who unfortunately is not here today. And my favorite dance is Pure Love, which we do sometimes. But if it wasn't Pure Love, it would be the Rihanna song that we do, Pondy Replay.
That's a good song.
My favorite cheer is also Get That Ball Back because I like to yell and be very loud. And if it wasn't Get That Ball Back, it would be when I scream, Let's Go Big Blue at the top of my lungs. And my favorite dance is probably Ponda Replay.
My favorite dance is the hip hop that we learned this year, or Ponda Replay.
So my favorite dance is the touchdown dance. It is my favorite thing to do. And then my favorite cheer is definitely probably either teamwork or hustle.
All right, I just want to let you guys know, everyone at the station wants to say congratulations on a great season and win another MSAA state title. And all of us at 4 Deep Sports Talk, we'd also like to congratulate. It's good to see you again. As you got bigger from last time, Coach, it's really good to see you. It's good to see you, young man. We want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and thank you for taking the time for coming on today.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. For all of us at 4 Deep Sports Talk, we will replay this show next Saturday in its entirety at noontime. We hope everyone has a very happy and healthy holiday. We will catch you next time. Everyone have a good weekend.
Today's 4 Deep Sports Talk show is supported by PTU Clinic. Visit ptuclinic.com. Adria's Restaurant and Banquet Facility of East Bridgewater. For more information, their website is adriasrestaurant.net. And the Boston Athletic Academy at bostonathleticacademy.org.